Welcome back, humble traders. Today I'll be doing a technical breakdown on Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. If you are new to the channel, remember to take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you really help out the channel. Do note that I do not provide any buy or sell calls, but focus on potential traps laid out by market makers. Without further ado, let's take a look at Palantir. So in my previous video, I mentioned that Palantir may face some difficulties with the clearing this 1420 to 1430 resistance. And I drew this blue line here, and true enough, when we first hit this resistance, there was in fact some rejection here. You can see that these 2 days, there was very long shadows above the this particular candle, and then we got rejected down, and we pushed back down all the way to the conversion line, which was a low of around, this low on the 1st of April was around 1350. So 1350 held for a while, and then we went back up once again to the high of 1466. So what market makers always love to do is to create fake breakouts. What does creating fake breakouts means? So that means that if there's a very strong resistance here, market makers will in fact try to clear this resistance. And if you look at the volume, it's not particularly high. So what we want to see is volume, a resistance being cleared with very good volume. So if the volume is not high enough, then it is highly likely that it may just be a fake breakout. And the second day, there was no continuation. In fact, we very much see a very ugly looking, bearish looking candle. So this is not a really good sign. And then 2 days later, there was more continuous selling on Palantir. And you can see that this is within the clouds. So Palantir actually broke out, almost trying to break out the clouds. So in the event that we actually broke out the clouds, then the stock may potentially turn bullish, but looks like the big players did not allow it to happen. So now Palantir has already fallen for about 4 days, and it doesn't seem to look very good. You can see that this baseline here, this red line here, is actually holding this Palantir as a last support at around 1257. So this is essentially the last support for Palantir. In the event that the market sentiment is weak and we do not claim back this $13 territory as soon as possible to go back to close this gap, then we may see more downside ahead. So where exactly are my potential supports looking at Palantir? You can see that currently now this particular resistance here has currently turned into support. So that is a good sign. At around, this high was around 1252. So currently, previous resistance has turned support, but what in the event that it does break down, then potentially we may be heading to this $12 psychological support. And in the event that we break down, we may be looking at 1180 to 1190. Just below the $12 psychological support, then potentially we may see a rebound or even a potential reversal. However, in the event if we do continue to fall, then I'm looking at around 1130. You can see that there was some resistance here on these 2 particular days, on 8th of March and also on 14th of March. So we may see some buyers coming back at this 1138 in the event that this 12 do not hold. That being said, essentially this 1130 is also the last support for Palantir. If we do break down, then we may look like Palantir will test this low once again, which is very low on 15 March at around 1027, and it's back to $10. So it doesn't look too good, but we have to be careful here because we are just at the low of the clouds. So on the way down the cloud as a support. So market makers may potentially just want to create a false breakout below the clouds. So it really depends on the situation, and if they were to really create this false breakout and you see any bullish looking candlesticks, then it may be a reversal pattern. As for the MACD, you can see that MACD has really lost power. You can see that there was really a change of color in the histogram, and we started losing power here. So it was probably a form of distribution. And the blue line has really cut below the red line. So we may see some more downside in the event that the market sentiments in the US is very weak. And if we can go back up, that would be good. So just a recap, currently Palantir has hit a support of around 1250. If we do break down and we do not go back above this $13 as soon as possible, then there's a chance of us going to visit the $12 psychological support, or even 1180 to 1190 for potential stop hunting. And if we do break down, then the last support for Palantir is around 1130, 1140. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe as I keep the Archer channel intact. Leave a comment below. If you have any stock TA requests, till we meet again. Appreciate the manipulation.